Hello, I am Dr. Dheeraj Dogra, a global realty analyst. I was born in Gurugram, lived in New Colony, and have seen this town grow from a population of just 40,000. My life's journey took me to the United States, New York, to be precise, as a young man who had just crossed his teens. After spending over 20 years in New York in retail real estate development, I returned to Gurugram, completing a full circle. I fondly call my journey from New Colony to New York and back. If you're watching this, chances are you've either invested in Gurugram real estate or you're thinking about it. So let's cut through the noise. Where are prices today? Are we near the top, or is there still some juice left in the market? First, the numbers. The average per capita income in Haryana is about 3.25 lakh rupees a year. Gurugram, being the big shot, does better. Maybe 5 to 6 lakh per person. But that's still modest next to what homes cost. Right now, you're looking at 13 to 14,000 rupees a square foot for mid-segment areas like Sector 76 or 105. Premium zones, Golf Course Extension Road is clocking in at 20 to 27,000 a square foot. Want an independent 4 BHK? Get ready to shell out over 5 crore rupees. So can the average dual income family in Gurugram afford these prices? Let's take an example. Suppose a household in Gurugram earns 15 lakh rupees a year, which is on the higher side. As a thumb rule, banks can disperse a maximum home loan of about 90 lakhs on this income. If the buyer has saved 60 lakhs as ancestral property or savings, their total affordability would be around 1.5 crore rupees. With 1.5 crore rupees, let's see what kind of property you can afford in Gurugram. What can you buy in 1.5 crores in Gurugram? Typically, you can get a 2 BHK or a compact 3 BHK apartment in a mid-segment locality or a smaller builder floor in a developing sector. Premium locations or larger apartments will be out of reach at this budget. In most cases, barely, unless there's family wealth or speculative capital backing them. Economically, these prices don't make sense for salaried locals. But the market isn't just about locals. Gurugram's property prices are propelled by investor demand, especially from NRIs, plus a flood of Fortune 500 companies and big infrastructure promises. In short, Gurugram isn't priced for accessibility, it's priced for aspiration. Let's compare with Bangalore, just for perspective. Both cities have similar per capita incomes, around 5.5 to 6 lakh a year, but property prices in Bangalore's mid-tier zones, like Whitefield, are 8 to 12,000 a square foot compared to Gurugram's 13 to 15,000. The price-to-income ratio for a prime 3 BHK in Gurugram, a mind-boggling 25 to 30 times annual income. In Bangalore, it's closer to 18 to 22 times. That's why Bangalore feels more livable for its earning class, while Gurugram is still a playground for big capital. So where are we in the cycle? Gurugram's in the late expansion phase. Prices have soared since 2019. Demand is strong, but supply is rising, and rental yields are just okay. Speculation is everywhere. Classic signs of froth, though not quite a bubble yet. Should you exit or hold? If you've made tooth a threat since 2019, or you're sitting on a property in a micro market that's seeing a flood of new launches, now might be a good time to trim your exposure. But if you're in a high demand, low supply area, or you're using the property for your business, holding could be the smart play, especially if you're in for the long haul. Think of it like a high stakes poker table. The savviest investors are already rotating into Tier 2 cities or commercial assets. For Gurugram, it's time to play your cards carefully. Gurugram's market is being driven by speculators and short-term traders, not end users. Here's what happens. The larger traders pick up several units in what they call a pre-launch by the developer. This pre-launch is open only to the biggest punters who deposit token amounts and then flip their inventories between slightly smaller investors. These slightly smaller investors in turn also flip their inventories to even smaller investors. Several of these flips can happen even before an official launch. So prices are stacked up by several layers of investors without end users in the picture. By the time end users enter the game, it's already beyond their reach. The adverse effect of this process is that at some point panic selling can start from the smaller investors who do not have a long holding capacity. Any marketplace run by punters in the absence of end users can turn from a boom to a doom.